Have you ever wondered how you will live as you grow older? Do you feel that, as the years go by, life is becoming a bit more monotonous or even lonely? Aging is something we all face, yet it's often only when we experience it firsthand that we realize how much it can affect our health, happiness, and sense of connection. At the age of 78, I never thought I would find myself in a nursing home, but life has a way of surprising us. What I initially thought would be a brief stay for recovery turned into a transformative 2 months that reshaped my perspective on aging and life itself. In this video, I'll share the 7 crucial lessons I learned during my time in the nursing home. It was here, surrounded by residents facing their own challenges, that I gained valuable insights into what truly matters as we grow older. Many of the elderly individuals I met were living without family support, and I witnessed firsthand the emotional and physical toll that loneliness and poor health can take. The good news is, these experiences taught me that with the right mindset, you can still live a full, meaningful life, no matter what your age. Through these lessons, I realized the importance of building lasting relationships, taking care of our health, and finding happiness in the simple moments. By the end of this video, I hope to inspire you to live more consciously and embrace every day with a new outlook. Stay with me until the end, because the final lesson I share holds the most powerful message of all. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to do so and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the insights coming up. Let's dive in. Lesson 1. Loneliness as the worst disease of old age. When I first entered the nursing home, I thought it would be a temporary stay just to recover and regain my strength. Little did I know, the experience would teach me a lesson that would forever change the way I view aging. One of the hardest things I witnessed during my time there was the deep loneliness that many residents faced. Some had family members who visited occasionally, while others were left alone, with no one to talk to for days, weeks, or even months. It made me realize that loneliness is often the silent disease of old age, more destructive than physical ailments. Loneliness can have a profound impact on both mental and physical health. I noticed how some residents seemed to lose their vitality over time. The absence of regular interaction and emotional support made their days feel long and tiresome. It was heartbreaking to see how a lack of connection could affect someone's spirit. As I observed, I learned that loneliness doesn't just affect our mood. It can deteriorate our well-being in ways we don't often realize. Studies have shown that loneliness can lead to increased risks of depression, anxiety, and even physical health problems like heart disease and high blood pressure. In the nursing home, I began to understand how important relationships are. The elderly residents who seemed to thrive were those who maintained strong connections with their families, friends, or even the people around them. They took time to interact with others, shared stories, and didn't let the isolation take over. On the other hand, those who were isolated, either by choice or circumstance, often showed signs of depression and physical decline. My lesson was clear. The most valuable thing we can do, whether we are young or old, is to build lasting relationships and stay connected to others. In the video, we often forget the power of human connection, and that's something I truly understand now. If you feel lonely, don't wait for others to reach out to you. Take the first step in forming meaningful relationships and keep them alive. Loneliness is the greatest enemy in old age, but connection is the greatest healer. Lesson 2. Health is the most precious thing. During my stay in the nursing home, I met many residents who had once been healthy, active individuals. They had lived long lives, traveled the world, and accumulated wealth. But as their health declined, everything they had worked for seemed meaningless. I met one particular man who had been incredibly successful in his career, owning multiple properties and luxury cars. Yet as he aged, his health deteriorated to the point where he could no longer perform basic tasks without assistance. He could no longer enjoy the wealth he had spent his life accumulating, and his body, which had once served him well, was now failing him. This encounter made me realize something crucial. No matter how much money or material possessions we have, our health is the most valuable asset we will ever possess. I had always heard the saying that health is wealth, but seeing it firsthand in the nursing home made me understand its true meaning. The residents who were physically healthy, despite their age, seemed to have a much more positive outlook on life. They were able to participate in social activities, engage with others, and find joy in the little things. On the other hand, those who were struggling with their health were often limited in what they could do. They missed out on life's simple pleasures and in many cases felt frustrated or even depressed because their bodies could no longer keep up. The lesson I learned from this is simple but powerful. Health is the foundation for everything else in life. It doesn't matter how much you achieve or how much wealth you accumulate. Without good health, you cannot fully enjoy the fruits of your labor. I began to realize that taking care of my body should have always been my priority, not just for the sake of looking good, but for my overall well-being. It's important to exercise regularly, eat healthy, and reduce stress because, in the end, health is something that money cannot buy. In the video, if I could go back in time, I would have taken better care of myself. Health is something we often take for granted, but as we age, we realize how fleeting it can be. If you're young, don't wait to prioritize your health. Start now, and you will thank yourself later. Lesson 3. Material possessions lose their significance. During my time in the nursing home, I encountered many people who had spent their lives accumulating material possessions. They had big houses, expensive cars, and countless items that were meant to bring comfort and prestige. However, as time went on and their health declined, these possessions lost their meaning. The items they once valued no longer brought happiness, and the wealth they accumulated could not buy back their health or their time. It was a stark reminder that material things, no matter how important they seem in our younger years, ultimately lose their significance as we grow older. I saw how residents who had once prided themselves on their material success often became disillusioned with the very things they had spent their lives chasing. For example, one man had an impressive collection of luxury cars that he could no longer drive. He had a large home, but as his health deteriorated, he found it difficult to maintain it. He began to realize that all of these possessions were meaningless without the ability to enjoy them. On the other hand, those who had fewer material possessions, but strong relationships, meaningful experiences, and good health were the ones who seemed happiest. They focused on what truly mattered, and it was clear that their quality of life was far better. The lesson here is clear. Material possessions are fleeting, and they don't bring true happiness. In the nursing home, I learned that the most important things in life are not the things we own, but the memories we create and the people we share them with. We often spend so much time striving for material wealth that we forget about the deeper, more fulfilling aspects of life, like love, connection, and personal growth. In the video, as I reflect on my own life, I wish I had spent less time focused on accumulating things and more time on nurturing relationships and creating experiences that I could look back on with pride. Material possessions may seem important when we're younger, but as we age, we realize that what truly matters is the legacy we leave through our relationships and the memories we create with the people we love. Lesson 4. Independence is a precious gift. One of the most eye-opening experiences during my stay at the nursing home was witnessing how the loss of independence can deeply affect a person's sense of dignity and quality of life. Many of the residents, once fiercely independent, found themselves needing assistance with even the simplest tasks: eating, dressing, and even moving from one place to another. Watching this was a stark reminder of how precious independence is. As we age, it's easy to take our ability to do things for ourselves for granted. However, when that independence starts to fade, it can lead to a sense of helplessness and frustration. In the nursing home, there were a few residents who still had the ability to perform tasks on their own, and they were the ones who appeared to have the most energy and positivity. They engaged in conversations, participated in activities, and kept their minds active. But for those who had lost their ability to care for themselves, the difference was clear. Some were depressed, feeling as though they were a burden to others, and their physical health seemed to deteriorate much more quickly. The loss of independence was not just physical, it was emotional as well. This lesson made me realize how important it is to maintain independence for as long as possible. Whether it's maintaining a healthy lifestyle, staying active, or ensuring that you're mentally and emotionally engaged, every effort to preserve your autonomy is valuable. It's easy to forget how fortunate we are when we can still take care of ourselves. But as we age, that ability can become increasingly limited. In the video, I encourage you to cherish your independence. Don't take for granted the simple act of doing things on your own. Take care of your body, keep your mind sharp, and build habits that support your autonomy. By doing so, you will ensure that your golden years are filled with dignity and a sense of fulfillment, no matter your age. Independence is a gift, one that should be appreciated every single day. Lesson 5. True happiness comes from simple things. One of the most remarkable things I discovered during my time at the nursing home was that the residents who seemed the happiest were not those with the most material possessions or achievements, but those who found joy in the simple things in life. I remember meeting an 85-year-old woman who always had a smile on her face no matter the circumstances. I asked her about the secret to her happiness, and she simply replied, "I don't focus on what I've lost. I enjoy what I still have." Her words struck me deeply, and they marked the beginning of a significant shift in my understanding of happiness. As I spent more time with the residents, I realized that happiness is not about grand accomplishments or acquiring more things. It's about finding contentment in everyday moments. The residents who found joy in simple pleasures, like a warm cup of tea, a conversation with a friend, or the feel of sunlight on their skin, were the ones who truly seemed at peace. They had learned to appreciate life for what it was, not what it could be. This contrasted sharply with the ones who spent their days reflecting on what they no longer had or could no longer do. They were often the ones who seemed to struggle the most. The lesson here is that happiness is not something you find in external achievements or possessions. It's found in the way you view the world and the small moments that make up each day. True happiness comes from being present in the moment, appreciating the little things, and focusing on what you have rather than what you've lost. In the video, I realized that I had been searching for happiness in places where it didn't exist. I spent so much time chasing after bigger goals, thinking that happiness would come when I reached them. But the real lesson I learned was that happiness is not a destination. It's the journey, and it's the simple moments along the way that make life truly fulfilling. So take a moment today to appreciate the small things, because they are what make life beautiful. Lesson 6. Forgiveness brings peace to oneself. During my time at the nursing home, I witnessed how carrying grudges and unhealed emotional wounds could weigh heavily on a person's heart, affecting not only their mental peace, but also their overall health. Many of the residents had unresolved conflicts with family members, friends, or even people who had passed away. I remember speaking to one woman who shared with me how she regretted not forgiving her sister before she died. She spoke with such pain in her voice, saying that every day she carried the burden of not letting go of that hurt. It was clear that this unresolved anger and resentment had been eating away at her for years. This conversation was a turning point for me. I began to realize that holding on to grudges doesn't harm the person we are angry with. It harms us. It drains us emotionally, physically, and mentally. In the nursing home, I saw how some people who held on to past hurts seemed much more withdrawn, angry, and isolated, while others who had forgiven or let go of their resentment appeared lighter, more at peace, and even healthier. Forgiveness is often seen as a gift we give to others, but in reality, it is a gift we give to ourselves. By forgiving, we release ourselves from the weight of anger and bitterness, freeing our hearts to experience peace and happiness. It doesn't mean we forget or condone the wrongs done to us, but it allows us to move forward without being held back by the past. In the video, I understood that forgiving is not about the other person, it's about us. It's about letting go of the toxic emotions that weigh us down and finding peace within ourselves. If there's someone in your life whom you need to forgive, don't wait any longer. Forgiveness is a powerful tool for healing, and it brings freedom that nothing else can. By forgiving, you are freeing yourself from the chains of the past and making space for joy, love, and peace in your life. Lesson 7. Every day is a gift. During my time in the nursing home, I was confronted with the harsh reality of how fragile life truly is. One morning, I woke up to hear that one of the residents had passed away peacefully in his sleep. The night before, he had sat down for dinner, shared a few laughs with friends, and then quietly slipped away. It was a reminder that, no matter how healthy or careful we are, life can change in an instant. We often take each day for granted, thinking we have all the time in the world. But the truth is, none of us know how much time we have left. That experience made me reflect on how I had been living my life up until then. I had often put off doing things I wanted to do, telling myself that there would always be a better time. Whether it was traveling, spending time with loved ones, or pursuing my passions, I always believed that there would be a tomorrow. But the reality is that tomorrow is never guaranteed. The greatest lesson I learned in the nursing home was that life is too short to wait for the perfect moment. We must live fully and appreciate every day because we may not have as many tomorrows as we think. In the video, I realized that we need to stop postponing our happiness and dreams. Every day is a precious gift, and we should treat it as such. Whether it's taking the time to tell someone you love them, enjoying a quiet moment in nature, or pursuing something you're passionate about, every day offers an opportunity to live fully. The key is to stop waiting for the perfect moment, because it may never come. Instead, make today count. As I look back, I now cherish each day as if it were my last. Life is fragile, and we should never take it for granted. So start today, make the most of each moment, and live fully, because you never know what tomorrow will bring. As I reflect on my time in the nursing home, I realize that the lessons I learned there are lessons for all of us, no matter our age. The importance of relationships, the value of good health, the fleeting nature of material possessions, the gift of independence and the power of forgiveness are truths that we should all take to heart. But perhaps the most important lesson is to never take a single day for granted. Life is fragile, and we never know what tomorrow may bring. That's why it's so crucial to live each day to the fullest and cherish the moments we have. In the video, I encourage you to take a step back and evaluate your own life. Are you living with intention? Are you prioritizing what truly matters? Start today, whether it's by reconnecting with loved ones, taking care of your health, or letting go of past grudges. Every moment is an opportunity to live a more meaningful life. So don't wait. Make today count. If you found these lessons helpful, please like, share, and comment on this video. I'd love to hear your thoughts and learn about the lessons you've learned in your own life. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. Thank you for watching, and remember, live fully, love deeply, and appreciate every day.